Welcome back to Scene Invaders. This is episode 428. I am Brad from Canada, and I am joined by Mr. Coach Dave Hendricks. You're making me laugh again. Like,
I'm sorry, you kind of went a little AI robot there. Like, I am Brad from Canada.
I might be
doing
AI.
great.
I might be AI.
Listen, this is flashback to when you would host and I would just suck. So
Please, you just sit there make me laugh.
great to be here. Unfortunately, we are one invader short. Chad had to emergency fly out on Monday morning. So he touched down in Rome. He is there trying to choose a new pontiff. So buona fortuna to Chad, and good luck for all of his work that he's doing for everybody around the world.
If you are going to pick a representative, I think Chad fits that bill.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
We miss you, Chad. Much luck, much love.
I know.
So we're also joined by Miss Carly. Thank you. You are always on time, always ready with the slides, always helping up all the Twitter people, which is awesome. Thank you.
I do my best. It's good to be back.
Yes. Well, we have a group topic. We're going to talk about what we saw. There's some crossover, but our topic, let's just spoil it right now. It's if you could see a movie again for the very first time and have that experience, what movie would you pick? Now, a lot of people have some common ones and stuff, and we'll go through that. But maybe they're common because they're so damn good. But we'll talk about that. We'll get to that. But first, we're going to talk about we're going to talk about what we saw.
What we talk about.
Yeah, I think faster than I speak. So, yeah, I don't know why I do this podcast thing. So,
well, again,
Lucky,
I mean, there's a reason why Chad is choosing a new pontiff right now is
exactly
because he's the host extraordinaire.
Yeah, isn't he ever? So, yeah, you guys are stuck with me going first. So, the first thing I watched and really, really enjoyed was the mid-season finale of Daredevil, Born Again. Was Netflix, kind of did a little bit in the movies, now Disney Plus show, starring our favorite blind lawyer from Hell's Kitchen who can see better than all of us and knows karate. And man, this has been a really great show. I know that it had a few ups and downs with the writers on. They originally wanted this to be a lawyer procedural show, and then when the higher ups got a hold of it, they said, we kind of need the guy in the red suit because we have a bunch of Marvel fans that really came to see the guy in the red suit, and maybe not his lawyering skills, but we can throw those in too. So you can kind of tell throughout the shows that there are some fill-in episodes that just, I'm not going to say cobbled together because everyone's doing such a damn good job, but they just look like weird placement, but not inappropriate placement. So you have Charlie Cox, who is just killing it, and Vincent D'Onofrio, who is just uber killing it as Kingpin. So damn good. I mean, I loved him from the Netflix show and then all the other subsequent shows that D'Onofrio has been in. I think he was in Hawkeye. He was in Echo. He's been great in everything. But this role right now, as he's doing it as mayor of New York, kind of very corrupt and making vigilantism illegal, taking people off the streets, kind of throwing them in personal jails. It's creepy as all hell, but I can't turn away. And much like most heroes, they get kicked down when a lot, and you're just waiting for their triumphant return. But this last one, for anyone that ever said that Daredevil, the Netflix show was better because it was more violent, you didn't see this last show helmed by Disney. It was violent. There was adult language. There was blood spilt. I mean, spoiler alert, the Punisher's there. So guess what he does? And he does it a lot. He does it a whole hell of a lot. There's crooked cops and everything. And this is, I guess, it's an 18 episodic season. So this is number
Whoa.
9. I think they're just taking like a mid-season break.
Yeah, that's a lot of episodes.
What do you guys think of the mid-season break?
If there's a good enough cliffhanger, I'm all right with it. It's just, and also, I mean, like, have they done all, like, they're calling it a mid-season, but have they filmed everything?
I think they have.
Okay.
That being said, I'm not 100%.
Because usually, like, you do the mid-season break so you can kind of tweak some stuff or see what stories are working and what stories aren't, and so you can kind of, sure up your back end.
Oof. And didn't they already like reshoot that almost entire thing?
Oh,
Yeah.
the first episode is basically all reshoots.
All reshoots.
Oof.
Yeah. I'm glad it was all reshoots because I
Yeah.
really liked what they did.
Mm-hmm.
And it has like my favorite bad guy in it, so I'm there to watch. But I just think of when they did the mid-season break for Invincible, an animated show. It did not do it any favors because
Right.
I don't know what to tell you. Mid-season breaks I don't think are a good idea.
No, not typically.
Only because there's so much content.
Yeah.
You can get lost in a show you really love. Oh, I can always get back to it. I'm really watching this show right now.
Oh, I can give you the list. Like, I'm 2 episodes in on White Lotus. I still haven't finished Severance season 2.
Are you serious?
I'm serious. I'm only a
Wow.
couple episodes in that.
It's
Like,
good.
I keep having all these cool things that are distracting me.
Yeah.
Where like a great movie will come out, or like Lazarus came out, or things I'm just didn't expect to come out, and you just kind of get distracted. I mean, Andor just dropped the other day, and
Yeah.
I was about to say that just
and I
how
really
many
wanted to do
episodes?
that.
Was it just one?
3.
Yeah, they
Okay.
dropped 3, and they're going to
Alright.
be dropping 3 episodes every Tuesday.
Yeah, they made it sound like
Oh.
it's actually intentional. It's a 12 episode season.
Okay.
And basically, each 3 are their own thematic
Little mini-
story. Yeah.
Okay.
Like story arc within it.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. Okay.
Yeah, like kind of like 4 movies basically. But they're all connected.
Stop it. No, I'm not. Stop it. Like, okay, if you're gonna drop, I like week to week drops. Like,
Sure.
I don't like when you drop the whole thing. You get to watch the whole thing. I don't like that because I think it robs conversation.
Right.
And I like talking about this stuff. Imagine that. So, if you're gonna drop, don't be dropping 6 hours at a time.
Yeah,
It doesn't count.
I think the one thing Hollywood needs to understand is time. Like I just saw they put out the time for the most recent Mission Impossible. I guess it's the finale finally. This
Yeah,
summer.
That's what it
Mission.
says. The final. Yeah.
And it's 2 hours and 50 minutes. It's like, no, just put out 2 hour-and-a-half movies.
Yeah.
Do a mid-season break. Like it would be all. I don't need 3-hour movies.
No.
And I don't need like 6-hour TV shows.
Well, I also think about like 3-hour movies. If you think about the bottom line, because this is also a business, if you have that limits your showtimes, that limits your ticket sales.
Oh,
having
yeah.
these long ass movies. You put out a half-hour movie, you bank out like a 10 hours in a day. You can nail it. But yeah, so all that Daredevil's really good.
I'm excited to consume.
Well, you have time to catch up on the first bit of it. Yeah. So, other than that, I watched a movie from I think it's 2 years ago. That's Chasing Amy, the documentary about the film Chasing Amy, done by a young filmmaker who started out with her TED Talk about her affinity for Chasing Amy. She kind of expressed herself being queer, although I kind of saw it before she talked about it. She's not really hiding anything, nor should she have to, or ever should. But this got her TED Talk got a lot of traction and attention from Kevin Smith, all the actors involved, and she said that she was a budding filmmaker and she wanted to do a documentary about Chasing Amy.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody seemed very enthused to help her, from Kevin Smith himself to the directors, Scott Mosier, all the actors, Joey Lauren Adams. Everyone seemed just so damn helpful to her. And I don't know, that just made me grin like an idiot that this was available to her. And everybody made themselves so available. And it was just, it's a story of self-exploration within this documentary. And you find out that the real life players are even more fascinating than the characters that she's like looking after.
Right.
Now, Dave, you said you saw this. What did you think about that? I don't know. This it just made me feel good.
It made me feel good as well. I mean, everybody wants to tear down the past, and people forget how progressive Chasing Amy was.
Oh yeah.
And I think this does a good job of actually saying like how progressive it was at the time, how ahead of its time it was in thinking. Is it easy now to look back at it and be like, well, yeah, all lesbians just need a dude in their life? And yeah, I get
A
it.
solid piece.
Yeah, I get I get the knocks on the movie. However, like Kevin Smith is coming from a place where, he has a brother who is gay. And, he was like, when you're around actors and you're around that stuff, like, yes, you have more kind of progressive people in your life. So it's examining the legacy all through this story of the people that it has affected.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it was, I really got a great kick out of it and was there for the story. Because I remember the first
Yes.
time I saw Chasing Amy, I was just very impressed. The story was what it was. I mean, my best friend growing up, she was a lesbian. Well, probably still is. And so when we watched it, she's like, "That's not how lesbians are." And I'm like, "I'm not going to say you're wrong because, yeah."
Yes.
But she
They're
said,
not
"No,
all super attractive and married to Jason Lee or
exactly,
Joey Lauren Adams."
yeah." And I said, "Well, I'm more. Don't tell me what's wrong about the movie. Tell me what's right about it."
Right.
And what ultimately was right about it was the dialogue.
Right.
Big Kevin Smith fan, but just they spoke almost real, not staged. Not everything was perfect. They spoke over one another, and there was no perfect lines. Everything was kind of steeped in a bit of sadness and a bit of like a glimmer of hope. But yeah, so when I saw Chasing Amy, I thought, well, I gotta check this out. And I'm glad I did.
Awesome.
Yeah. So, Mr. Day, what did you check out?
Well, I had high aspirations to check out a lot of things, but I repeatedly checked out one movie and then did a huge deep dive on it. So I saw the movie Sinners.
Yeah, I'm excited to hear you guys talk about this only because I didn't get a chance to see it, but thanks for spoiling it at work there, Juan. Thank you, because all he did was sit next to me and talk about it
Well, I
on
think
the phone.
everybody knows the spoil of it, or I think everybody knows the
twist.
the twist, but it's not even really a twist.
No.
No, if it's what I'm thinking and what he described, it's like, okay, I'm gonna go see it, but
it's such an original take. It's such a steeped in lore and stories from this is the I think it said it was set in mid 1930s Mississippi.
Yep.
And the basic story is you have you have the brothers.
Smokestack
The Smokestack brothers coming home from working for Al Capone, fresh with cash, and they want to open their own juke joint down in Mississippi. Basically, their own bar, gambling, everything, like
Place for them.
a place for them. And they are fighting with just, the old school prejudices as well as new school prejudices, as well as, like there's a currency issue back then where you had like wooden nickels. And so like you had actual cash and then backed slavery plantation
cat. Yeah.
cash.
Oh.
And then, you have these two Chinese immigrants who are running the general stores in town. And it like there is a racial issue, but there's also all these other just magical stories. And the basic thing is music that can bring up the devil or bring in evil or attract evil. It's such an astounding cast. You could call him a minor lead. Like, yeah, Michael B. Jordan is the lead. There's this kid, Miles Canton, who basically the story follows through. He's the through line. He plays Sammy Moore. His father is is Jebediah, the basic local preacher type thing. And this kid is so good musically that his sound and he can bring out the devil. He can bring in attract the evil and stuff like that. So basically they go and like it's almost two halves. You have the planning for the juke joint and then the execution of the juke joint. No pun.
Because it all takes place over essentially one day. It sets it up in the beginning, and then it's like this is now one day earlier, and you get to see how you ended up at the very beginning.
And one of the things I have to praise is how unique all of the actors looked visually. Just from the opening scene of just you have this preacher and just the way his hair is, and he is super, super dark. That he looks intriguing. He doesn't look like you're like a Hollywood anything.
They just feel like real people.
Yes, throughout the whole thing. The backbone of this whole thing is the music. And basically, what I've heard a lot of TikTokers and Twitter folk basically say, like, there is the moment in the movie.
Yeah.
Carly,
there's a moment.
You want to walk through the moment before I continue? Man. Or and I feel bad that I spoiled it for you guys on our little chat of I don't think I said exactly what the moment was, but I think I alluded to it. So
I mean,
it's just
it's really just a part when it starts playing. You're either going to really go with it or you're not going to go with it. And I totally went with it. It worked for me.
And I'm really happy you went IMAX because I saw it regular and then in IMAX, and the moment with the sound, the wave of sound hitting you is great. It's crazy.
Really? So this is an IMAX one, eh?
I would recommend it for it. But I would say the biggest complaint that I have about the movie is that there were certain parts that were very loud with the music, and I had a hard time understanding what some of the characters said. I got the gist of what they were talking about, but there were like just a few stories in particular where I was like, oh man, I really wish that I could fully understand what he said, but I couldn't quite get it. And I was like, I just need subtitles.
Yes. So as the juke joint is coming and they're about to start, we are shown another character who is thrown into frame, and he is being chased by Indians, and he is pounding on the door of a little shack, and it's an Irish gentleman, played by Jack O'Connell, who is basically, begging to be let in, begging to be let in, and they invite him in. The door closes, and basically, the Indians come and they're trying to, we're looking for this guy. We're looking for this guy. and they're talking to the matriarch of the house, at which point the sun is coming down and coming down and coming down. And they eventually say, well, no, we have to leave.
Yeah.
Fine, we're out of here.
Bye, good luck, basically.
And this is where we're introduced to Jack is a vampire as he is feeding on her husband.
Oh, Jesus.
And eventually on her.
Mm-hmm.
And it brings us, we're at the juke joint. Everything is going. There's a couple backstories about, the Smokestack twins and their...
Which I really liked, by the way.
Yes.
I like Smoke's backstory. He was with a woman that's a local. I guess she's kind of like
a shaman almost.
Yeah. And so she kind of has like a little bag for him, that his mojo bag that has been protecting him all these years.
And we find out that his twin brother has had a fling with Haley Steinfeld's character, who is
Haley Steinfeld.
She looks so good in this movie.
Yeah,
she's smoking.
Listen, I mean,
especially that
sundresses are sundresses are a beautiful thing.
Ooh, sundresses are
evil. She's gorgeous, and she is the love interest, and I guess they kind of had a relationship, but it's a forbidden relationship, of course. And she's in there, and basically you're back, and nobody told me, and that type of thing. So, and she's allowed to come in. So the party's happening. The big musical moment happens, and our buddy Irish Jack, his name is Remick, but he and his two feeding partners come up, and they ask to join the party, and they're singing their own little song.
So they do go to the vampire thing that you have to be invited to enter.
Oh yes, that is one thing that I loved about it.
Huge key to this movie.
Yeah, well, because when you first said, I knew there were vampires. I know all the vampire lore. Some people take it with a grain of salt. Some of it is just like complete scripture. You have to follow it. So when you said, well, he begged and asked to get invited in, he got invited in, I'm like, something tells me that's going to play a part.
It's such a huge part, and it's done so well.
It is.
And it is eventual but sudden. And it basically goes from, all right, you have this musical moment in the Juke Jack's place, and then you have these three white people coming up, and they're singing their little honky tonk song, but it's what's the main chorus of it? Do you remember, Carly?
Oh God, I don't,
because it comes into play later.
I don't remember, but it was actually pretty catchy though. I was like, oh my goodness.
It was like catch her by the whatever, catch Carrie, or it was catch something, but it was just over and over and over again. And they basically,
I like when they're like, okay, now we're gonna walk away, but we're gonna walk away really slowly, like as if they're gonna slowly walk away and they'll change their mind. It was adorable. I was like, oh, you motherfuckers.
And at this point, the place is just not making that much money because people are coming in with wooden nickels and all this different plantation cash that only works in certain places. So Haley Steinfeld's character goes out and chases them down and said, well, you said you had money. What do you have? And they kind of give her a couple golden bars, and then they start singing and talking to her, and then camera pans away. At which point she comes into the place, and she's invited in.
Yeah. Well, aren't you gonna invite me in?
Aren't you gonna invite me in?
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I'm gonna invite her in.
I was down for this movie, naturally, timing and stuff, but you guys do a better description than Juan did. I'm just gonna say.
Well, we're trying to leave we want things to hit you.
Okay.
I think is the best thing. Is like, I want people to experience this and just be boom. So there is a second moment, and to kind of use the from dusk to dawn basic thing is all hell breaks loose, and then there's a second moment that is like the first moment but completely different.
Yeah. That
Okay.
part kind of pissed me off. I mean, not the way that it was shot, but just the whole inciting incident. I'm like, why would you do that? I get it, but why would you go about it that way? And yeah,
there's a
that
couple
part
horror
didn't work quite
tropes.
as well for me. But
Your
it
typical
was still
horror
fun.
tropes of like, well, why would you do that? Why would you do that? Why would you do that?
Don't go in the
And
bar.
basically, the vampire army is growing and growing and growing and growing. And then they have their little musical number, which is catchy as hell.
Yep. And creepy, genuinely creepy. I was like, oh
Wait.
god, this is bad.
The vampires have a musical number?
Well, yeah, they're all in their own fellowship outside. They're all having a great time because they've all been converted.
So
And they were already musically talented. So,
and that's the selling point of the vampires is the community. Like we can all be community forever. Like we're the living dead. We can
get rid of these white supremacists and
like we're all gonna chase down the Klan, like, because it basically comes out that there's a whole nother subplot to the thing, and then like, and this is the kind of history of it is.
Make it sound kind of appealing.
So you've heard of the term the Black Irish, right?
Yes.
Okay, so the Irish were a minority in the United States at the time for a long, long time. When the potato famine, which wasn't a famine, it was actually orchestrated by the English because they took all their meat and everything, and the only thing left was potatoes. So when the Irish came over here, they were seen as such a lesser person than anybody.
Yes.
So it was basically like you had the African Americans who couldn't shed the way they looked, and the Irish who are the Irish. So it took forever for them to be considered basically a human being.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But at
they
the
were
time,
totally subjugated.
At the time, you had like there was a lot of back and forth between the African American, the blacks and the Irish. And there was almost like a relationship between the two, especially in the South.
Almost a kinship. Like
exactly. Like they hate both of us. Like, okay. And
we got that in common.
Yes. And this plays on a lot of those type of things. And listen, this thing looks amazing. It sounds amazing. Like, I don't want to give these things away because you do just have to experience it. Like, I did feel like the whitest white boy in the world where I went the first time, and I'm like, what is that? Oh, that's my foot tapping. Like,
right on.
Oh, gee golly. I'm really getting into this movie.
These guys in their songs just have me.
They sure do know how to, sure do know how to get down.
There's and did you stayed for both the mid-end credit thing?
Yes.
Okay. You have to make sure they say, because there's a whole universe in this that I don't know if Ryan Coogler had planned originally, but I could see. Listen, I definitely want to see I want to see a prequel of what the Smokestack Twins did up in Al Capone.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see that movie. I want to see, the lore of the vampires. I want to see.
I want to know more about that character. I want to know, like, where did he come from? Was he didn't he say something like he wanted forgiveness for not turning his wife? I didn't catch that. I only saw it once, so I was really confused about that part.
So he came over on one of the boats, and there's a part of it's like in the background where it's like boat was basically like showed up with nobody on it, everybody dead.
Okay.
Type of
I didn't catch that. Okay.
But I want like the Indians chasing the Irish vampire through, like, give me that story.
Yeah.
Like there's and then the way the after credits post everything, there's other stories to be told too.
Mm-hmm.
And listen, there's so many.
Although for real though, that is another minor complaint that I have about those two other characters that show up later at the end. Like, what made them so special to be able to break through, like, free from the, from the vampire, from the head vampire? Because I get that they. I just don't want to give away too much.
I think it's a great question, and I will answer it in our group chat to you.
Okay, good.
Because
I was trying to make sense out of it. I was like, I don't.
Yep, but I think when they talk about the community and what the community solves for those that need the community, is part of that.
Okay.
Again, I kind of did a deep dive into anything that I could.
Mhm.
And like there's actually, so if you go to the Spotify page, there's a couple of QR codes that link you to other stuff.
Oh,
Like,
cool.
Wow.
yeah, like, and I'm just happy. Listen, this is an original idea, an
Mhm.
original IP of an R-rated movie
Oh my
that
god,
was
yes.
number one in the box office.
And can we please talk about this? It is an actual R-rated movie. There
Yes.
is sexy stuff in it.
Mhm.
There are jokes. I mean, there are many scenes where they're talking about, cunnilingus. But it's humorous. It's not like
Colonel
nasty and
Angus
crass.
hasn't been down these parts
Yeah.
forever.
Yeah, it's not gross
Wow.
about it. It is.
That's great.
So I
haven't had
appreciated
R-rated in
that.
a long time.
Yes.
Mhm. Yeah, it wasn't
And-
smutty. It was just like adult, clearly.
Well, and that's why it was done a little dirty. I saw some people calling out Vanity Fair because they're like, oh, Ryan Coogler's only did 61 million on a 90 budget. I don't know. It's R-rated thing. And then we go back to, hey, Once Upon a Time in Los Angeles by Quentin Tarantino on a 90 million budget did 61 million. Way to go, Quentin.
Oh, yeah, true.
So like there's a little bit of lingering issues, but listen, I see this on the biggest screen you can. When the aspect range ratio changes, it's real. You can actually feel it.
Mhm.
It's not like like, oh, okay, I guess it's all right. I'm zeroed in. I'm ready to go.
Yeah,
Okay.
all of the tracking shots were really great too, especially like towards the beginning where it's setting everything up.
Mhm.
I mean, the whole shot. Well, I don't want to spoil anything, but that one musical breakdown where they pan throughout the entire juke joint. It's just it's really great.
It's practical. They did it
Yes.
in one day.
Yep.
And
I think they rehearsed it for months, didn't they?
yeah.
It's-
And Brad, this scene, it looks like it's been CGI'd, but it is not.
Oh, really?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
And once you learn it that it is not CGI'd, you're blown away. How did that happen? Oh, okay, yeah.
Planning.
There's two banger songs that will not leave your head. There is another one that is almost a mantra that will be stuck in your brain. And then just the little songs in between are great. Like just the opening to This Little Light of Mine at the church is just snappy as well. To me right now, it's sitting at my number one of the year so far, and I'm excited. Listen, this is a movie I almost don't go to because I am a non-horror person.
Right.
It's not a horror movie.
No, it just has horror elements in it.
Yes.
Any jump scares?
No,
not really.
There's
not that I can
kind of
remember.
one. There's kind of one, but it's more funny. I found it funny than anything else. It was kind of with the whole "let me in" type thing.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, that whole scene with the "let me in," and then they have I did like the fact that they like kind of harken back to the thing too, where they're trying to decide if anyone else has been infected and what they are testing them by having them do. You'll have to watch it. I don't
I'll have to watch it.
See.
Yeah, I'm gonna see it sometime this weekend.
There's some amazing Roy Lindo is kind of like he plays Delta Slim, and so he is like the old school musician who's like there to kind of show the young kid his ropes. There's an incredibly charismatic Asian couple where the dude is just the snappiest dresser in the world, and just the way they interact.
I even like their daughter, and she was like on screen for like less than 5 minutes. I was like, oh, yes. She's cute. She was spunky. It's like
what's his name? This guy, Omar Besson Miller, character actor for like 20 years. And he plays Cornbread, which is kind of the big, almost big slave hand who he has to run the door.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Everybody looks so unique. Nobody looks like actresses. The main shaman lady, Oh gosh, I forget what her name is.
I know, I
Is
have
that,
no idea. I've never seen her in anything, but I liked her too. I loved
is
everybody.
that Perline?
Oh, you're thinking you're thinking of the married woman. Oh, that was
No,
Perlene, I
yeah,
think. I mean, that was the
Beatrice,
character name.
Ruthie. Yeah, I'm trying to go through everybody. Like, it's such a standout. Like, again, I can praise this for another 20 minutes, but I mean, I'm sure everybody else is like either, all right, I'm going, or all right, what's next?
And the lighting, and if anybody that's ever
Oof.
worked in who's ever worked with photography or in lighting or anything like that knows that sometimes it can be harder to light, someone of darker complexion, but
Mhm.
the lighting in this is great. I loved it.
Well, that's like that first opening shot with the preacher man, who
Hmm.
is like darker than dark.
Yeah,
He
but you can
is.
see everything. It's like, yeah,
Oh
it's
man, yeah,
great.
well done. And listen, we all know Coogler is one of the top five, if not top 10, if not five directors working today, and he can do it on big scale, little scale. Man, I hope this one gets another big payday this week, because I want people to keep seeing this movie.
Is it
I
up
do
against
too.
anything this week? I don't think there's any
Uh,
opening this week, so I mean, it was the number one, the box office, excuse me, last weekend. So hopefully it carries through, word of mouth, what have you. And unless there's something it's going up against,
I think you got The Accountant 2 coming out this week,
Oh,
okay,
geez.
which
I mean,
that could be a moneymaker. Like that could be like it's like, well, I want the working man, but I want it to be a little smarter. So
okay,
we're going to see the autistic guy and the other guy
Oh,
and the Punisher.
and the
Yep.
Punisher.
wait. So he is back, right? It's Ben Affleck again.
Yes,
Okay.
and he's teaming up with his brother
Oh
because they
no.
need to raise some hell.
Is that John Bernthal
Yep.
that's
Yeah.
playing his brother? Oh God, I wonder how many times. I wonder how long it'll take him before he starts yelling in the movie.
Exactly.
That's all he does. I'm sorry. I like him as an actor, but he always yells.
He's
Yes.
got a very good gruff grunt
Hmm.
kind of thing going on, and people like that. Or at least the directors are okay. Do it again.
Hmm.
Do it
We
louder.
need you to lose your shit now, okay?
Yeah. Okay.
Alrighty.
Well, so if it survives The Accountant, I mean, it'll probably like
I think
keep
it's
on
got a
going.
good shot. I hope so, anyways, because
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's my favorite movie by him. So
Sweet. Very good.
Is there anything else that we missed about it, Carly, when I was stammering through it, or
I mean, I think you got pretty much everything. I think the only thing I feel, and I'm not a writer and I don't make movies, so I don't know anything about this, but if I were to have written this movie, I think I would have made a couple of changes, just mostly with the white supremacist part.
Mm.
Like I didn't mind that it was in there, it totally made sense. I kind of wish that they had shown up though, like that night to kind
Ooh,
of like
yes.
fuck with them instead and like met up with the vampires and then you would have had that whole
where
dynamic like
you have them in between the people that
right.
are in the juke joint and the outside.
Either maybe have some of them team up because as it stands when they had like the big showdown and the vampires were let in
Mhm.
essentially I was just like, there's not enough characters to take out all of these vampires, It
Yes.
just would have made more sense if they would have, I feel like, if they would have had the white supremacists, even some of them, maybe some of them turn into vampires too. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like, I don't know. That's the only real change that I would make to it. But like I said, I'm just a regular person that doesn't make movies.
But you have an opinion, so go for it.
All right. Did you see anything else this week?
I watched some Black Mirror. I watched the rest of that, but I'd like to kind of save that
Right.
and wait to see if we could all discuss it.
Gotcha. Is it at least maintaining a higher caliber of quality?
I would say it's probably about on par with last season. I don't know
Okay,
if I
good.
watched, I can't remember if I watched all of season 5. I know I watched all of season 6. I thought that was pretty good.
Got it.
But yeah, no, so far I liked it for the most part. But I'll have more to say about it later.
Awesome.
Cool. Well, shall we dive into our topic?
We shall.
Okay, so as it was discussed, it is kind of if you could see a movie again for the first time, feel the feelings, just all of it. Which ones would you pick? And thank you, Carly, for reaching out to the Twitter sphere, and we have some suggestions. So let's take a look at those now.
That's a lot of good ones.
Ooh, I like that. I like that presentation. The old Twitter shout outs.
Got some pills here.
Yeah, take some pills. So let's see what we got.
All right, so Toad at Tower Gang Toad, he recommended Memento, Old Boy, and Moon.
All
Yeah,
amazing.
I would say Memento's the first movie I pulled a Brad and I saw all the way through, walked out, bought another ticket, saw it again.
Yeah, and Old Boy.
What a twist!
I don't. Well, yeah,
What a
I don't. You
feel-good
know what?
twist.
I
It's
don't
a
want to
feel-good
experience
one.
that again. I'm okay with where I am on that movie.
You
all
sure
the
about that?
twists. Oh man, when I saw that for the first time, I was like, I don't think you're allowed to make these movies.
Oh, but they
did.
did.
Oh, they did, and it was great.
Mhm.
And one of Danny's absolute favorites, Moon.
Yes,
It's a great
Which-
one.
Yeah, it really is. Cool.
And then we've got Jason at WW1 Hun. He says, so many good ones already mentioned. A more recent one that I would love to be able to experience again for the first time is Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. The ending on that, and he did a chef's kiss, which I agree.
Yeah,
I still haven't seen it.
What? Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay, do you know the twist though?
I think I do.
Okay, because I had no idea.
It's the Bruce Lee fight.
No, but that is
That wasn't the
never
twist.
mind.
That's not the twist.
No.
You'll probably
The average stunt man
when
beating
it
up
happens,
the
you'll
most
know.
proficient martial artist on earth. Yeah, that's a twist.
No, I think
It's basically like the last 10 to 15 minutes.
Yeah, it could. Yeah, and I think you'll know just because of the way everybody's been talking about how all the kids, quote unquote, from that movie are
Have
basically
moved on.
They're all new Hollywood.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, and then we have Magni at Magni216. Ooh, Behind the Mask: The Rise of Leslie Vernon. Which I love that movie.
I've never seen that either.
What?
Yeah, I was looking at it and I'm like, well, I don't think this is my cup of tea, but
No, it really is though. I promise you.
Okay.
I don't normally like. I know you don't normally like horror, but it's basically like a horror mockumentary.
okay.
But it kind of gets serious in maybe the last 15 to 20 minutes. But until then, it is really funny.
I will tell you the cover alone is just like, nope, that's not my
creepy.
section.
Aw, no, it's really good. It's really good. I really enjoyed it. I would love to be able to go back and definitely experience that for the first time again. And then we have Mark at Mark D95. He's got a lot here.
Yeah,
he says, as mentioned, Fight Club and The Usual Suspects, of course. But thinking deeper, he has La Dolce Vita,
Yes.
Band of Outsiders, French 64, Memento, The Prestige, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, Donnie Darko, North by Northwest, Ronin, Solaris, Run Lola Run, and 8.5. I'm not familiar with 8.5.
I was just
Do you
trying
guys
to think that
8.5 is your quintessential Criterion artsy fartsy about 8.5 is one of those it doesn't exactly age well unless you are a cinephile.
Oh,
But
okay.
It is. I want to say it's Berman, Igmar
Berman.
Igmar Berman.
Mm-hmm.
1963. Italian avant-garde art house comedy drama.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it's Fellini. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, it's that old school Italian. Like you had French New Wave, and then you had like the '60s Italian that were kind of fighting for who could be more pretentious at the time.
Whose farts smelled the best?
Exactly.
The answer is your own.
Yes,
they always smell the best.
Always. Well, thank you guys for that. And we also
have Jim Henning at La Shrappa. Let's see, off the top of my head, biggest first viewing thrills: Terminator 2, Mission Impossible 3, From Dusk Till Dawn, The Matrix, obviously, Oblivion, War of the Worlds, and In Bruges.
Huh. A couple on there that I wasn't expecting.
Yeah.
Oblivion.
Right? Well, I mean, I remember watching that. I was like, what's going on with this? Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oblivion was a little bit messy.
It didn't have to hate. Like, I didn't hate it the way the rest of the world did, but it was just...
Yeah. I don't think people had forgiven Tom Cruise yet.
Oh.
True. Yeah.
I liked it. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty interesting. So
yeah, it was one of those. I liked it because it was directed by the guy who did Tron Legacy, and people were hating him. So I'm like, no, he's a good director. He can do good stuff.
Court of popular opinion will kill any movie,
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yep.
In Bruges, that was a bit of a surprising one, but I just recently watched that, and I get it.
Yeah. That was pretty shocking. I did not see where that was going. I should have. No. I should have seen where it was going, but I was not prepared.
No.
And then the last one that we have is Philisars at Philisar 1, SARS 1, Blair Witch Project. And just like I did the first time, seeing it in a theater with some buddies right before we drive 6 hours to go camping for a long weekend.
Wow.
Scared us shitless. I bet.
Wow. That's
brave.
That's quite the movie to check out for and then go on a camping trip. My God.
Nope. I'm going to no longer going camping. I am going to Atlantic City.
Yeah, no kidding.
I want the most of the lights that will not turn off.
Yeah, lights and noise and no trees.
That's hilarious.
That's pretty great. Well, thank you guys. Thanks for shouting out, and
great picks.
Great picks. So let's see if we can
make sure you get your complimentary Scene Invaders board game that comes with being featured on the show.
That's right. That's good.
Chad will ship them from Rome.
All right.
Yeah, there you go. All right. So I guess we'll start with me, and I have no honorable mentions, but
that's a great. Listen, I know some people have to do this on the audio side, but you need to check this out just for Brad's picture. To me, Brad, that should be your new thumbnail in anything that you do.
You just look so happy.
Well, when you see something that just does it for you, come on. I got my popcorn, I got my drink, I got my hat.
What else can you want?
Flannel shirt, of course. Yes. So we're going to start. I don't have any audible mentions, like I said, because I thought the 20 Universe would take care of most of the audible mentions, and they did. So let's go to my number 3. Now, my number 3 is Captain America: Winter Soldier. And I know it might seem weird to pick a Marvel movie within this, but seeing this movie, the way it was filmed, the way it was shot, the story it told, I was so invested from opening credits to ending credits. It did change the scape of the Marvel Universe, and it had amazing acting, fantastic choreography and effects, and a twist that I knew because I read the comics, but I still kind of gasped when the twist made itself available. And just the flight dynamics that Falcon was doing, spinning, like I got nauseous watching it on the big screen, just trying to follow him.
Yeah, the choreography on this is like Oh,
It's
top notch.
stunning. It's another world. I mean, we talk about The Matrix having the greatest choreography for the time, and it did. And I think everybody just took a page out of that book and said, "Okay,
Yeah, how
we
can
can
we make
teach
it better?
we can teach actors to fight. You know that, right? We don't have to hire martial artists to teach them how to act, right?"
Hmm.
And my God, they did. So this was easily my number 3, just to enjoy. And
It's a great one, especially like watching Captain America like properly utilize his shield
for
in
the first
fighting.
time,
Yes, I was like, oh my God, this is so hot while I'm like watching him take out all these people. I'm like, woo,
on the boat,
woo. Yes,
on the boat,
yes,
it was
yes.
great. Throwing it, punching it, using it, and when he threw it at spoiler alert, Bucky, and
He
Bucky
caught it.
just turned and caught it. And Steve's like, "Whoa!" Everyone was like, "Whoa!"
Hmm.
And then he pitched it back at him and sent
Mhm.
him back, and we're like, "Oh man, when they fight, it's going to be awesome."
Hmm.
And it was, and man, Scarlett Johansson always gets the second billing, but she was so good in this.
She really was, but her wig, I'm sorry. I did not like her.
Yeah, Sebastian
Her
Stan's wig was better.
pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah. Her wig was not very good, but she was awesome. I agree.
She was. So, yeah, that was my number 3. Now, my number 2, probably no surprise for anybody.
Oh,
Akira. I have talked about this ad nauseum. This made my mind blow movies back when it was Carly and me. So I don't really know what else I could say about this other than a lot of this was hand painted and
it's beautiful.
2D drawn, and it still makes me uncomfortable when Tetsuo changes.
Oh
and,
no. Don't say it. Don't say it.
I'm
Don't
not going to say it. Nope, it's been said. But it makes me fist
makes me
bump
so
when you
sad.
see them bombing around on the motorcycles.
Yeah.
Because
Man.
still
Yeah,
the coolest.
and just the painted background as like they're moving, but the background's slightly not moving, but it is moving. Oh, it's so. I think I saw a 35 millimeter print at
wow.
my local theater, and it was just so gorgeous.
Yeah, remains one of the most gorgeous looking movies ever, with
Mhm.
a typical anime story that doesn't make sense, but it doesn't really have to. It doesn't really have to. Yeah, easy number 2 for me. Now, my number 1 might get people saying, "Really?" But I don't care. And my number 1 is
Really?
Really? No.
Really?
No, I get it.
Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. I'm a big Star Wars fan. Still am a big Star Wars fan. I don't take it as gospel or serious because you have space wizards with laser swords, magic, and all this stuff. So it's like, it's a kid's movie. Have fun with it.
Mhm.
But I was completely awestruck. Like, my jaw dropped at the first opening scene during the space battle, realizing that this is not your fun little conflict where there's a lot of quips and all this stuff. This is a fucking war. And I have no idea how anybody survived. Not just Jedi, not just Sith, not just the Republic or the Empire. And I have no idea how anybody survived with every laser blast going all over the place. I mean, sure, the story it can be a little weak, but when I remember reading in the newspaper about this, that episode 3 was going to come out X amount of years, because I was reading the paper about episode 1, and I'm like, that's 5 years from now.
Wait a minute. Let's back up there. Wait, you were doing what?
Reading the
Reading
newspaper.
the paper.
What's
reading
that?
the newspaper.
Newspaper.
Yes.
Like
This thing that is printed on paper.
that
Yes.
is like that's the absurdity.
Look, I still like magazines.
I
I
love
do
magazines.
too. Listen, I need physical media. It's
Yeah.
just
But
it's
no,
just-
when
it's
they
the only place
said,
you would hear that nowadays is like if you go to the diner for like either early bird dinner or like
Aw.
the
really in
library
morning.
or the museum, Yes, I read it in the newspaper that in 5 years after episode 1 comes out, episode 3 will come out. And I'm like, well, I guess I got to stay alive for that long. And I did. And when we saw it, it was everything I wanted it to be. I was not disappointed at all. I know people rewatch it and dissect it, but people rewatch and dissect everything.
Sure.
But if you told me that you're going to see Darth Vader without the suit, have a half-hour-long lightsaber battle with Obi-Wan Kenobi, I would have said, you can't do that. That's too long to fight. I'll get bored. Well, they did it, and I was not bored. And I was kind of rooting for Darth Vader, even though I pretty much figured he wasn't going to win. But part of me really wanted him to. So, yeah. And I really wanted Yoda to cut the Emperor in half, too. But he didn't. But, yeah. This is probably the movie that I would want to see again for the first time because of the build-up, because of how it presented itself. The visuals are top-notch, stunning. And I went to see it with a couple of friends that I saw episode 1 and episode 2 with in the theater. So, I try and rate the time I had as well as the movie I watched. And this is one that I would love to catch that feeling again. And those are mine.
Very good.
Well, thank you. All right, Mr. Dave, you are up. Let's dance. Let's see
Awesome.
what magic
AI has brought me.
Yes, well, mine brought me a cartoon Steven Universe version of me.
Do we need to talk about Dave's name this time? Excite Bike Enthusiast.
It's just my simple check out our YouTube shorts.
where I still got it wrong too. I mean, I was closer, but it was light cycle, not light bike.
Yeah.
The only thing better would it be if you would have called it light bright. We could have gone on a little tangent for that.
Some light bright up there.
I know all about light bright, so
yeah. Me too. Rainbow bright and all the rest. Well, the night is young. It might happen. So, all right, Dave, marvelous with your AI genius.
AI.
Ooh,
yes, it gave me something actually pretty magical this time.
It did.
It was very very PG and threw a couple of nice little twists in there, like the magic of the first time we live the feeling.
Ooh, I think I might be able to tell what some of your choices are from this. Did you give us some clues?
I did not.
Oh, okay.
This was what AI.
Oh, wow.
Apparently, AI has thought that I should see something with a lightsaber, something with a pipe. I'm assuming that's a Sherlock Holmes thing.
Mm-hmm.
We have a red balloon, which is either the French New Wave or
it.
We have the top from Inception and
I don't know what that is. Maybe
the marble from that movie
Squid
that
Game.
we all saw. That's great. Okay, so you have any honorable mentions?
I have one.
All right, let us see it.
Now, I did change it from movies to media, but my honorable mention is V for Vendetta.
That's a good one.
Because it hit me at like a specific age of like, yeah, we can do an actual, there's a revolution coming. Yes, wow, we can do it. You leave that film feeling like, yes, like change is coming. No, it's not, but yes, change is coming.
But it didn't. But it was pretty stunning.
Yes.
Also from the Wachowskis, yeah?
No.
No. One, right?
This is Mateague. I think it's James. James Mateague, or basically he was the Wachowskis Starship. Basically, they wrote the screenplay and they produced it. James Mateague, famous for, of course, for Vendetta, but also he did Ninja Assassin. He was the director for that. He was the second unit guy for the Matrix with them. And I think he also with them did Sense8 and the other big one, but okay. Yeah, I just remember like I think it's the Who that plays at the end.
Yep.
Like something, and basically when you're just full of just everything.
You're ready.
Yeah. I actually just saw this like for the first time, I think last year. I know.
Really?
I was like, yeah. I mean, well, I had heard all about it. I knew what it was about, but I had never actually sat down and watched it in its entirety.
Mm-hmm.
But I really enjoyed it.
I love the scene of Natalie Portman with, basically when they revealed the lie.
Oh,
And
God.
she steps out into the rain, and it's like the first time you see that, it is just a magical feeling.
Pretty powerful. All right.
Yep.
So
that was my honorable mention. My number 3
is
now this is recently, I think Chad recently saw this within the last year.
Yeah.
Brad did. Carly, have you seen this yet?
I have not. I don't even know if I've heard of it, to be honest with you.
So this was a long running on Broadway, and it was a Broadway show. Derek Delgadio is a master magician, and he basically turned it into an almost one-man show where you just can't believe it works because it relies so much on the audience to participate and not give away things. I can't really give anything away. It's called Derek Delgadio's In and of Itself. It's on Hulu, as well as Plex. It is. You will laugh, you will cry, and then you won't know why you're crying, and then you'll try and figure out why you're crying, and then be caught up in the next thing. And there's this magical moment at the end that is kind of interrupted because, hey, isn't that Bill Gates? But anyway. It was
doesn't take away from it.
Yeah, it was one of the hottest tickets on Broadway for like 500 shows. He did this.
Oh,
and
wow.
Basically he got together with Frank Oz and Neil Patrick Harris, as well as Stephen Colbert, and they basically produced this into a filming of 3 different productions and put it all together. It's masterful. It will make you kind of look inward, look outward, see everything from a different point of view.
Okay.
Very cool. On to number 2.
Yeah, it's going to be there. It's The Matrix.
Well, it's a great pick. It has to be.
The fact that it's my number 2, and I am of perfect age. I was, I want to say 19 when this came out, maybe 20.
Yep, me too.
And just
it was like 16.
It's kind of like what I said for V Vendetta. You saw the world differently leaving the theater, and it was like
you're suspicious.
Yeah, you're double checking everything, and going, damn black cats,
deja vu,
and you want to live in that world, but you want nothing to do with living in that world. And
no, you want the powers and the outfits. You don't want eating a bowl full of snot.
Yeah. So that would be my number 2.
Right. Great choice.
Number 1,
and great visual too.
Yeah, I always try and for those of you in audio land, I always try and be a little find a version of the poster that is not widely used.
That was great. And number 1. Oh.
So this is where I changed the topic from movie to media. So I am cheating with my number 1, and then I am double cheating by putting 2 things in there. And that is the triple cheat, The Last of Us video game part 1 and part 2.
Yeah.
It again, first, I've said it a million times, first video game that's made me cry, that's made me introspective, that's made me see revenge and violence in a different way. The power of fatherhood, the power of, looking up to a father. God, this series just broke. It is storytelling on the greatest level, and the fact that you are playing it adds something different. Brad and I were talking on the the Last of Us podcast for the show that we did is the show is great, but it doesn't hit the same because you're not controlling it. When you're controlling the game characters, it hits different.
You're
Yeah,
so
you feel like you're
invested.
more invested. Yeah.
Yeah, like you can't avoid what's happening or going to happen, but it just tricks you into just diving in a little deeper. So yeah, my number one is going to be The Last of Us video games overall.
Well, very topical
right.
and very, very good.
Mhm.
Yeah. Probably my favorite game series right now.
Yep.
That and Double Dragon. Great picks.
Yes.
All right, and now we are moving on to Carly. So let us see.
Ooh.
Oh, there it is. There,
Ooh.
Chad.
Did it actually work? It's not working. The GIF is not working.
Chad, I
It's
can't
counting
describe
down.
it in Italian, but it is blue and yellow. Your favorite?
Yes, it's the colors of the Ukraine flag. I didn't even know. But anyways, yes. So these are movies I would love to experience again for the first time.
All right, do you have any honorable mentions?
I do. I have like 4.
Okay, let us see. Here we go.
Someone's an overachiever.
All right, yeah, right. Well, I had to put the Matrix on there, okay? I mean, and
course.
I felt like
As
I
one
felt like
does.
yes, and I felt like it was already going to be talked about, so that's why it's in my honorable mentions.
Done.
Yep, we have Jurassic Park, of course. Oh my god, I still remember the first time that I saw that in theaters. I want to say like it was sold out of tickets, so I had one of the seats where I was like this.
Ooh.
And I still love the movie. I still loved it, and I couldn't wait to go see it again, and I couldn't wait to check out all of the books at the local library about dinosaurs.
Hell yeah.
And then, of course, we have Donnie Darko.
Oh,
That
wow.
was just
Yeah.
an experience all on its own. I think I was like maybe 16 or 17 when it came out. I was like, oh my
Wow.
God, what is this? This is amazing.
So, did you get it from a Blockbuster? Did you get it from?
I actually, the guy I was dating at the time, he said, you have to watch this movie. And I was like, ooh, what is this? I was like, oh my God. Yeah. The music, everything worked.
Yeah, that one hit different.
Oh,
Yeah.
when Sparkle Motion starts dancing to the
Notorious.
oh, so good.
Yep.
Cellar door. Cellar door.
Oh God. Yeah. And what's her name's best role? I'd have to say Drew Barrymore.
Drew Barrymore's.
Yeah.
Yeah, just the most random cast. Hey, we're gonna put Drew Barrymore, Noah Wiley, Patrick Swayze, and
oh my God, such a great role for him too. Oh God, it was so good, so good.
But it's not in the 80s.
Yeah.
No.
And who
A
was
fan of the 80s who cast it.
Stands with Fist was also in it too.
Which guy?
Mary, the president from Battlestar Galactica, Stands with Fist from
oh yeah, the woman. I forgot her name. Oh shoot, I forgot it now.
Remember.
Anyways, yeah, she's great in it as the mother,
as the mom.
Yep. And then the last
the old
one.
Lady, I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, Lady Death. What was the Lady Death?
The old lady that was the old bitchy lady in every movie in the 90s, but she was so good at it. Oh man. Sorry, we're gonna have to go down the Donnie Darko wormhole.
Right.
Yeah, we'll do a spin-off.
Literally a wormhole.
Yeah, like kidding. Jenna Malone. This was like the part of the formation of her getting out of the teenage roles. Well, this was the last teenage role she pretty much did.
Yeah, the blink and you'll miss me Seth Rogen part.
Yes.
Oh yeah, so good. And then the last honorable mention is Run Lola Run.
I just saw this last year.
Oh really?
Yeah, it was just one of those ones that just skipped past me, but yeah, I totally get it. It was it was an experience. It was woof. Yeah.
And it's one of those ones where it like not only benefits, well, obviously it benefits from multiple viewings, but still, you still want to go. I would still love to go back and experience it for the first time because I had no idea what to expect. Again, it was just some guy said, hey, you have to watch this movie. And I was like, okay, yeah, let's watch it.
It's another one just like Akira, where I saw a 35 millimeter print in the theater.
Oh, wow.
That was an experience because it was a full theater that went to go and see this.
Oh,
this was like in the last 2 years, and like
Oh yeah.
To our listeners, always, if there's a chance to go see an old movie in the theater,
Do it.
go and do
Do
it,
it.
because
Do it.
a lot of the things you experienced on VHS, DVD, or pirated on your computer, like, to see it with a crowd is just a whole nother thing. I'm actually in 2 months going to see Animal House
Oh geez.
Ooh, that'll be a
in the
fun one.
theater, and I expect this will be a packed theater.
A
So
Mhm.
raucous good time.
Yes.
Because you have a built-in fan base when you present an old movie. It's like, I want to see this. I want to
Yes.
see it
Mhm.
on the big screen. That's cool. All right.
I'm
so
sorry,
whoever
I
you're-
totally hijacked your picks. Go ahead.
No,
Sorry.
no. Hey, listen, I love talking about movies, so whatever.
we're here. All right.
All
So your
right.
number 3?
Yep. All right. Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Yeah.
Or how Clementine got her groove back.
Poor Clementine.
Yeah, no, I love this like lo-fi sci-fi type like, movie. It just it came out in the perfect time. I think I was maybe 20 when it came out and was in college, hit all the right buttons. I kind of wish that I could go back and just experience it for the first time at this point in my life and see, if it made me feel any different. But I love this movie. You
Jim
guys seen
Carrey
it?
definitely getting out of
Yo.
his comfort zone. Yes, of course.
It's everything from like was it Kirsten Dunst, the weird date with. Well, no, it's not Kirsten Dunst.
No, Kirsten
Yeah,
Dunst is
Kirsten
in it.
Dunst, and
She's
then
in it,
you
but-
got
Elijah Wood is in it
Elijah
as the
Wood.
creepy guy that's trying to get her to like fall in love with him. It's like, ugh, dude, just stop it. And it really has such a sweet message too. I mean, it's like, I don't know. You can try to. It's obviously better to have loved than to never.
Loved
It's
and
better
lost,
to.
never
Yes,
loved
thank
again.
you. Exactly.
And the visuals of this, I remember like little adult Jim Carrey being little Jim Carrey with the table and everything. I just
visually,
so
yeah, visually it was very, very awesome looking.
All right.
So ready for
Great
number
choice.
2.
Number 2.
The Cabin in the
Cabin in the
Woods.
Yeah. Another movie I just saw last year.
What? Oh
Yeah.
man. Oh geez. Yeah, I'm so glad I got to experience this in the movies. I think I had maybe seen a teaser trailer or maybe just even a regular trailer, but it actually didn't give too much away because I
Wow.
remember going to the theater and just like as I'm watching, I was like, "Oh my god, what's going to happen next? Oh, what? Oh my gosh, this is great. All this meta humor, finally explaining why, all these characters and
All the tropes.
horror movies make all of these terrible decisions. Now it all makes sense. I really liked how they brought everything together.
And when
They're betting on it.
they just open the barn doors up, and it's just like go 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 go. I'm like, all
Yeah.
right, God, what the hell?
Yeah. Grossly original
Crazy.
and quite the ending.
Yes. Oh man.
Unexpected ending, but I loved it.
Oh, it was similar to the like I would say it's the Monster Squad for its day.
Right. And I just love
good
that
pick.
the stoner character is the only one that's able to
Right.
see through it or get any weird vibes from it. Everybody else is just totally going with it.
Oh, wonderful.
So numero uno.
All right. From Dusk Till Dawn. Oh my god. So I just rewatched this not last night but the night before. And this was already on my list, but after rewatching it the other night, I was like, okay, I'm sorry. I have to put it as number 1 because unfortunately I was not quite old enough to go see this in theaters, but I believe that either my parents rented it or something like that. I remember watching it at home and just loving it, especially since I knew that I was way too young to be watching it. My dad let me watch it. I was just like, oh my God. This movie, it like totally blends the humor with action and horror. Like, I just love it. The dialogue still holds up. All the characters are fucking fleshed out. They're just great. I love Sex Machine.
Oh,
I mean,
gosh.
the whole part when they first come into the Titty Twister Club and they're doing the pan shots like throughout the entire club, and you're getting kind of a feel for all of the different characters. You see Sex Machine and I think Fred Williams' character over there, and how they all interact with everybody at the bar. It's just you feel like you already kind of know these characters even with that limited setup, and it just really works.
Love it.
And of course, nobody can forget the whole Salma Hayek dance scene.
The Salma Hayek dance scene and the Cheech Marin, like, we got but like,
yeah, if you can find cheaper pussy anywhere, fuck it.
like I remember that in the early days of the internet, back in the day, you used to save WAV files.
Oh, yes.
And this would be one of those ones that like everybody had in college. And hey, can I attach this to my MySpace page?
Oh my god! And the whole like transformation scene with Tom Savini's character, Sex Machine. Oh, it's just
how casual he is. Hi, I'm Sex Machine.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, I'm Sex Machine.
Introducing himself.
Oh, I love Tom Savini.
Splatter King himself.
Yes, it's just like, I can't believe that that was what's his name, George Clooney's like first major role other than ER.
Yeah, that's him breaking into the movie business.
And did you guys know that it was actually the story was originally developed as like another Tales from the Crypt episode,
Really?
not episode, but like another Tales from the Crypt Demon Night type of, or Bordello of Blood.
Really?
Yeah,
that's cool. I can see it.
Right.
I can totally see it.
Oh man!
Of course, that whole panning shot at the end as they're leaving the Titty Twister, you can see it from behind the matte painting.
The big
the reveal.
Temple castle.
Yeah, it's on top of an Aztec temple.
Yeah.
Loved it. And the music. Oh, I just wish I could experience it again, because it's just it like just oozes with coolness. I can't believe how cool it is and how well it really holds up. I mean, really the only thing that doesn't quite hold up are some of the CGI effects, but that's very limited. And even how they used it, I feel like it still works. So.
And a lot of guys got that tattoo afterwards.
Oh, they did. That was his idea for that tattoo, right?
Really?
Yeah, it was his idea for the character to have the tattoo, and he actually got it from that movie We Were Warriors, from the Maori warriors or whatever the type of style of their tattoos. Yeah.
That's cool. That's very cool.
And Harvey Keitel, oh my god. That whole pep talk scene. I'm sorry, I could talk all night about this movie. Where George Clooney's like, I need you to tell me, are you a mean motherfucker or whatever, the servant of the Lord? And he's like, I'm a mean servant of the Lord.
All right, vampire hunters, let's go hunt some fucking vampires. Great line. Great pick.
Awesome.
Got really good picks. Well, what are we looking forward to this week? We got anything?
The Accountant 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Oh yeah, I heard The Accountant 2 is coming out. It's going to
do numbers.
The other vampires, slay the sinners. But
yeah, it's one of those like, I don't know, maybe I'll go see Sinners again, but I am kind of waiting for that. I can't wait for that to be released digitally, and that'll be one that's like, oh yeah, here, check this out.
Yeah, I'm going to go see it this weekend.
Oh, good.
Life happened. Bummed out that I couldn't see it last weekend to talk about it, but here we are.
We'll talk about it again next weekend.
There you go.
Hopefully it'll release in Rome, and hopefully we will have a new Pontiff.
Yes.
If we have a new Pontiff, we will have Chad back. So, we're all, well, he's doing the praying for us, but.
Yes, he's good at that. Well, thank you guys for joining us. Thanks for playing along to all the Twitter shout outs and whatnot. And I guess we will see you next week. Thanks, everybody.
Bye.